What would it really take to raise Herobrine in the real world? No mods, no commands, just a strange glowing egg found deep underground. From a silent, white-eyed hatchling to a mysterious power that can change the world around it. But raising Herobrine comes with one big problem. You're never the only one watching. I found this old computer buried under years of dust in the attic. When I wiped the screen, it felt like I woke something up. On the drive, there was a strange message written in marker. Alpha 1.0.16 _02. Do not run. Of course, I pressed the power button anyway. The monitor suddenly exploded with a green glow. Lines of old code started racing across the screen. And then, the code turned into a familiar world. Deep inside the fog, something was standing there. Two glowing white eyes stared straight at me. Then the monitor glass cracked. The cracks spread like a spider web across the screen. Cold white fog started pouring out into the room, and from that fog, a leg stepped out. It looked exactly like Steve, but wrong.
Huh? Wait, what's that?
His eyes glowed with a cold white light.
What?
He slowly tilted his head like a glitch. And suddenly, the room felt freezing. I slowly walked downstairs, trying not to panic. He didn't walk behind me, he just glided down the stairs. At one point, he stopped and looked at my plant, and every leaf instantly fell off. I went to the kitchen to make some coffee, but when I came back, all my books and pillows were stacked into a perfect pyramid, and he was standing on top of it. At that point, I just sighed and went to make another coffee. I decided to test something, so I set up a camera and some food. He stood across the table, completely still. First test, espresso. He slowly reached forward and touched the cup with just one finger. And the coffee inside instantly evaporated into the air like it had never existed. Then his entire body started glitching violently. Suddenly, he began teleporting around the room in random places, leaving glowing purple particles floating in the air behind him. Note taken, espresso equals teleportation. Next test, a chili pepper. He grabbed the pepper and crushed it slowly in his hand. His glowing white eyes suddenly flashed bright red, and a perfectly square block of fire appeared right in the middle of my carpet. Okay, chili equals fire powers. Third test, an energy drink. He stared at the can silently for a few seconds. Then suddenly there were 3 of him standing around the table. All 3 of them slowly tilting their heads at the exact same time.
Over here.
Energy drink creates clones. Final test, a golden apple. The moment his fingers touched the apple, a blinding golden light filled the entire room, and his body slowly lifted into the air like gravity had stopped working. After that, we decided to move the experiments outside into the yard. I threw a tennis ball toward him just to see how he would react. Before the ball even touched him, it suddenly disappeared in midair and then instantly reappeared inside the trash can on the other side of the yard. Next, I threw a frisbee spinning toward him. He burned it in midair without even moving. But then something strange started happening around us. The ground beneath our feet began glitching like broken terrain. Parts of the wooden fence slowly started floating into the air.
You don't know what you've unleashed.
So I built a small server room inside the garage, hoping it would stabilize whatever was happening. Heavy cables ran across the floor. Soundproof walls covered every side of the room. And rows of powerful machines hummed quietly in the darkness.
For the master.
The moment he stepped into the room, his glitches instantly stopped. And outside in the yard, everything slowly returned back to normal. Later that night, the house was completely calm and quiet, until suddenly the power in the entire house went out. Cables, soundproof walls, rows of powerful machines. When he entered the room, his glitches stopped, and the yard returned to normal. Later that night, everything was calm, until the power suddenly went out.
For the horde.
The TV turned bright red, my phone too, even the microwave. Then I heard something terrifying. I ran into the garage. The servers were melted and a massive portal had opened. He stood in front of it, his eyes glowing red. Suddenly a fireball shot out. He teleported in front of me. The fireball exploded against his shield.
By the stars. It's the
Then he
weather.
grabbed my jacket and pulled me into the portal. Everything turned purple.
Everything apart.
We crashed into the Nether. Lava ocean stretched forever. And a fortress towered above us. Thousands of enemies surrounded us. Magma cubes jumped everywhere. And a giant mutant pig boss appeared. I hid behind a block, but he charged straight into battle. Teleporting across the battlefield, walls of fire rose everywhere. Then the boss slammed the ground. Everything froze, even him. Skeletons piled on top of him, and his eyes started fading. Then the sky above the lava twisted. A wither burst through the portal, and the Ender Dragon crashed through the ceiling. The wither fired glowing projectiles. Skeletons exploded everywhere. The dragon blasted the boss with purple breath, and he finally woke up. He rose into the air. A giant command appeared above the battlefield. Then everything flashed white.
You are late.
All the enemies were gone. The dragon and the wither waved goodbye. Then they returned through the portal. He followed last, but the portal opened again in my kitchen. Now he just sits on the couch eating pizza and watching TV.